Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at Tesla, Nvda, and Priceline. Just trying to think of which ones I want to trade, guys. But we follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. And follow us on StockTwits, Twitter, and subscribe to us at YouTube. All right, let's get right to the daily Tesla. So we talked about this one yesterday, and you know what? We said it had a pretty good run last couple days. It did have a little bit of a pullback. Nothing wrong with it. We are getting the crossover on the moving averages here. Let's see if that possibly pushes it up. And right now we're just pretty much waiting on pattern. It's just not telling us anything other than, it had a nice move from 180 to 230. But is there more left in the tank? Or or does it kind of putter out like the last couple times? But I'm thinking at least double top here, maybe 240, and if it gets to 240, it's probably going to 250. But this is something just keep an eye on. You do have trend lines up here as well. If it keeps running, then we're looking at the double top area 271 to 266.51 in this. If you're long, if it starts getting up into here, markets start pulling back, you want to probably start chiseling some off, let it come back down and rebuy it. And if you're a long termer, let it run. But you're going to get a couple more times where this thing goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. So if it gets up into this area, I think 280 might be the all-time high, 284, I think. Let's see. No, 291.25. So then you have this little high pivot here around 286. So if it goes up here, this is the big area right in this, right where that trend line is and up in here. So that's what you want to be looking for on Tesla. Well, if you're bearish, I guess, let's look at that point. Want to start getting back below this big trend line and then, back below the MAs, and then we'll see as it comes back in. But you're going to have support throughout from the moving averages. You had an old trend line. That's not the best one now because it's going through price, but you have to have something there, and you have the 618, all that good stuff. We'll probably put a new, if it stops here, we'll put a new Fibonacci in there and see where we could possibly have some support in this stock. Earnings coming up though, guys, so you just gotta if you're in it and playing through it, just keep it. Don't load the house, just maybe minimize it, and here you go. It's Tesla. Could go up 100, could go down 100 on earnings. So, but weekly chart, you're back above the MAs, not looking bad. This was a nice bearish pattern. It failed. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks up, do we get back up into this 240 area? And then, ultimately here, and if it starts reversing, see if we get a red candle on the weekly, or if it, starts maybe a bullish pattern here. Right now it's really telling us nothing other than a little bit, pretty good move. You'd expect a little bit of a pullback. So as long as we're above the trend line, we're okay on Tesla. Let's look at Nvda, the infamous Nvda, the stock of the year, guys, the stock of the year. So on the daily chart, you have a little bit of an inside bar bearish pattern here until it gets back above, this gap fill and, makes a run for maybe 111, 112. This is setting up real nice to actually come back in, but yeah, it's still Nvidia, guys. It's still above the MA, still in a pretty good stance, but this nice little down sideways, that's a nice little bearish pattern there. I like that. But again, nothing wrong with this one, but it is extended on the monthly, and I'll show you that in a minute here. Weekly chart is extended as well, in my opinion, away from the 20 MA. As soon as it gets far away, it comes back in, gets far away, tries, and now we're way too far away. So I think we still have a little more to come, and that area is around 83 bucks, 84 bucks. We'll see if we get into that, the 382, the 20 MA, and right now the weekly's starting to set up too in a bearish pattern. But again, a little too early to tell. We can still have a nice retrace, get everybody on board again, and then slap them in the face. Let's see here, and then well, no, monthly chart. Hold on. Sorry, guys, but this is the reason I like this one. This one will eventually come wherever the 20 MA is, so it might be 60 bucks, might be 50 bucks, might be 70 bucks. This will keep curling up as long as it stays up, but soon this thing will start coming in, and this thing will meet. And wherever that meets, it could be 60, it could be 70, but we'll see how far, if it continues up, then it'll get stretched. If it starts to come down, this will slow down. And then we'll, maybe around 60. That would be great. 618 right in that area. But we'll see how that goes with Nvidia. Earnings are coming again. This one could shoot maybe to 150. Who knows? And if that does that, then what, you know, at that point, if you're not shorting Nvidia at 150, then you got to short it, you know, off this chart. So that's Nvidia, guys. Let's look at Priceline. You know, these are tough stocks, guys. These things fly up, fly down. They go up $40 for no reason, and it's just like, what did that thing have news? No news, no nothing. It's like, wow, that thing shot up how high? So Priceline on the daily chart, you know, we're up into this trend line here, which is huge, guys. Symmetry too. You have some symmetry in the chart. Boom, right back into it. This is going to take a lot to get through. You have the 618, but you still have the 750 retrace up in this area too. So you have a lot, and then you have a big trend line coming from, we'll have to go on a bigger time frame on that to show you. But I'll show you that upsloping trend line as well. So you got a lot of stuff coming up here, and it's kind of, you know, making lower highs as it's going, but this is kind of it. You know, maybe it goes into earnings, pops up, and if it pops up, you got to write calls up in this area. 1650, 1675 up in there. Just a big position, and boom, shaka. But yeah, so that's the daily chart. You're into you're into a lot of stuff. And here, let's take, all right, so you're almost into the 618 right there. And then double top, you have the 750 too. If you want to go a tighter time frame, let's go from this level to that level. So now you're into the 750 retrace with the trend line that we closed right on top. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Weekly chart, you know, you're not seeing too much other than you have a big red bar here. And, you know, if you're not going above that 1565, that's the big area up there. Even if it goes up a little bit more, it's going to have to push through that one. Earnings might take it through. You know, if you trade Priceline, you know how this one works. So will we run up into earnings? But there is a lot of resistance up here, guys, a lot. Yeah, so watch for that. And then the monthly chart, we're 10 days into the month, so it's hard to say. We're still above the moving averages. It's not bad. It's doing okay, but just beware, earnings are coming up. And, you know, look for that. If it goes up to the 1600 area, when it pops on earnings, if it does, if it drops, gosh, you're probably looking at 1400 down in this area here. So yeah, it could probably go either way, or maybe it's just a non-event. Who knows? All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I'm going to wrap it up. But again, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching my videos. Subscribe to me on my YouTube channel at StockBookie, Twitter, StockBookie, and then that's more swing trade, guys. And then as well as the Stock Twitch is intraday action. And we had a real good trade on Chipotle, and we'll see on CMG if that's the place where it's going to stop, or does it consolidate, or maybe gap up and keep going. But that's what we'll have to watch for on that one. All right, guys, thanks again for coming, watching my video. God bless. See you on the charts.